You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody out here talking about they want a new thing, a little woo thing. To the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Everybody out here talking about they trying to do things, trying new things, yeah. To the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Got them still in love. Still in love, we can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, trying to work it out. While they walking out. Everybody tired of trying. Sick and tired of people lying. Got them on it, but the devil behind it. Take heed. I ain't thinking I was blinded. Thought if I bought them a diamond that they love would be timeless, but they declined it. Crazy. People always knows they trying to find out who you stroking. Wanna be noticed cause they feelings hurt and broken, maybe. And that's how love can be stolen. Got them calling being hopeful, leaving emojis. Got me giving brotherly roses, take these. Everybody out here talking about they want a new thing, a little woo thing. To the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Everybody out here talking about they trying to do things, trying new things, yeah. To the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Got them still in love, still in love, still in love, we can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, still in love, still in love, trying to work it out. While they walking out. Everybody out here talking about they want a new thing, a little woo thing. To the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? To the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? To the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Got them still in love, still in love, still in love, we can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, still in love, still in love, trying to work it out while they walking out.
I get the back with a roll of the green. When I'm stressing, blowing 3.5 doesn't make me a fiend. Have you ever seen me tree free? No, I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work, that's how I keep my habits funded. I get the back with a roll of the green. When I'm stressing, blowing 3.5 doesn't make me a fiend. Have you ever seen me tree free? No, I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work, that's how I keep my habits funded.
Love it when you ride around and then call me girl. You know you got options in your phone. Some for the texting, or some for caressing. You call me when stressing, girl. Wanna sit back and watch you roll it up and get high, but wanna see how close we can get from touching the sky, but you knowing that the boy is really feeling you. Roll it, pass it, banging, now it's time for round two. Twisted fingers like we banging, I just roll two. Don't treat her like she famous, so she comfortable. For you, girl, I'ma do whatever I gotta do. Girl, you're better than Detroit playing at 92.
Frankie, baby. I get the backwood and roll up the green. When I'm stressing, blowing 3.5 doesn't make me a fiend. Have you ever seen me tripping? No, I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work, that's how I keep my habits funded. I get the backwood and roll up the green. When I'm stressing, blowing 3.5 doesn't make me a fiend. Have you ever seen me tripping? No, I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work, that's how I keep my habits funded.
I be cheap and rolling Dodgers. Some of y'all call it that gas. That should keep me far from problems. I just need it in a bag. Now I'm gone up in a station. Don't know when I'm coming back. You can't find me, see you later. I don't see you on the roster. Get away from me if you ain't on the team. No, it can't hang. You try to smoke for free. I already got pounds like dispensaries. Smoking out loud, so I don't hear a thing. Niggas be talking like they really smoking. If that were true, wouldn't even be talking. I got that shit, might put you in a coma. Call my shit Batman, you smoking that Joker. I could never slow up, roll up, I don't pull up. Ain't no need for lean when I'm on the dojo. My weed super clean, really know a grower. Don't know what I mean, something you ain't knowing. No, I don't care about what you be on. I'm rolling up here and how my dogs. Don't get the picture, you hit and record. We ain't the same, you can't enter my fortress.
I get the backwood and roll up the green. When I'm stressing, blowing 3.5 doesn't make me a fiend. Have you ever seen me tripping? No, I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work, that's how I keep my habits funded. I get the backwood and roll up the green. When I'm stressing, blowing 3.5 doesn't make me a fiend. Have you ever seen me tripping? No, I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work, that's how I keep my habits funded. Know the world is crazy and sometimes it makes you sick. You gotta medicate, medicate, medicate. Do it for them haters, that's forever on your dick. You gotta medicate, medicate, medicate. Cause I done heard and seen and been through some shit I can't believe ever happened. But shit, it did and now my mind's gone. My mind's gone, my mind's gone. I'm with the wind, my mind's gone. I get the backwood and roll up the green. When I'm stressing, blowing 3.5 doesn't make me a fiend. Have you ever seen me tripping? No, I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work, that's how I keep my habits funded. I get the backwood and roll up the green. When I'm stressing, blowing 3.5 doesn't make me a fiend. Have you ever seen me tripping? No, I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work, that's how I keep my habits funded.
I mean, you know, song for the lovers, yeah. Baby, you should see the look on their faces when we walk by, like it's so damn good, so damn good. Cause you're a pretty little thing and they hate it, yeah. And they wanna be you so bad. They wish they was you so bad. They wanna be you so bad. First up, baby, you ain't regular. That's why I keep you smiling on the regular. And all, baby, they don't like it. No, they don't like it. They wanna know the things we do when we in private. Cause they've been searching for real love, but they can't find it. All of my exes blow my phone up and I decline it. Yeah, doing everything to tear us down, baby. Yeah, they be trying, yeah. So baby, you should see the look on their faces. Oh yeah, yeah. When we walk by, like it's so damn good. Oh yeah, so damn good. Cause you're a pretty little thing and they hate it. Yeah. And they wanna be you so bad. They wish they was you so bad. So bad, yeah, yeah. I knew she had you. And baby, I'm just happy that I grabbed you. The baddest in the room. The baddest in the room, hands down. That's why you the wife, not just the main chick. Whenever they ask, we never say shit. They wanna know the things we do when we in private. Cause they been searching for real love, but they can't find it. All of my exes blow my phone up, and I decline it. Yeah, they be doing everything to tear us down, baby. Yeah, they be trying. Yeah, they be trying, baby. You should see the look on their faces when we walk by, looking so damn good. Cause you a pretty little thing and they hate it. Yeah. And they just wanna be you so bad. So bad. So bad, yeah, yeah. They just wanna be you. And they just wanna be you so bad.
Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right, you could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast.
Say, Sterling, you see they gonna hate you, understand me? I'm backstage at a show and this nigga, he mad than the motherfucker. Motherfucker went on before we did. He on the phone talking to his girl. I was like, ain't goddamn the nigga, man. Matter of fact, bro, he did some shit like that. He said some shit like that.
Some nigga named him. Some nigga named him. Jay came out the blue. Jay came out the blue. Nigga stole our show. Nigga stole our show. Now what we gonna do? Now what we gonna do?
Shit, nigga, let's jump.
Wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. You don't wanna do that, fo. He the one that brought out a hoe. Plus the team too deep. Too deep anyway. That two-eyed tribe. They're having field day. Some nigga named him. Jay came out the blue. Nigga stole our show. Now what we gonna do? Goddamn.
Sky people cheap, come in peace, bang, who shot ya? The one that told your mama, oh, it's cool, I'm a doctor. The one that told your brother, hell, let's pray with your papa. The one that told your sister, come here, girl, and I got you, then pop. The white niggas off the scene, if your whole family just cheering for me. Then show up at your bay house, girl, gon' taste these cheering for me. Can I get a ticket to your show? Will it? Hell no. But you can get a ticket to this dick, though. She like, babe, I really wanna hear Will flow. I forgot how a real nigga spit, though. Dear world, what happened to your incredible nigga? Incredible nigga used to be credible nigga. The credible nigga turning an edible nigga. He was a edible nigga, now he a vegetable nigga. He brain dead nigga, lost like fuck, ain't know what to do. When they heard Johnny 5 for the first time. Little nigga can't see me on this dope shit. Ask for real and Robert, think about these blurred lines. Ask Kipper to you every day, why niggas hate? And Kipper look a nigga dead in the face. Say some real shit like they hate what they can't shake. What you get for being great, you had it coming from the gate. You can take it like a hoe, take it like a bitch, or show these niggas you ain't the one to be fucking with. I said cool, so it's killing with the flow, or sing to your chick. Text to the birds, now she singing on my dick. Ain't no need of being mad. What your ass need to do is be ready. How the woman skitty pants is the fans be the realest in the room. Rock and roll's coming soon. This nigga named Hen. I just came out the blue, yeah. I just stole your show, yeah. So tell me what you gon' do.
Now what we gonna do?
Oh, you say you gon' jump me? Wait, hold up.
Wait, hold up.
You don't wanna do that, folk?
He the one that brought out a hoe.
Yeah. Plug my team too deep.
Plus the team too deep.
Too deep anyway. That two-eyed tribe. They're having field day. This nigga named Hen. I just came out the blue. I just stole your show. Shit, what you gon' do?
Goddamn.
I'll wait. Yeah. I ain't gon' worry my mind. Nigga wouldn't even do it for the vine. Goddamn.
I just want to run my business and do ratchet shit with my friends. And that's it. That's it. That's it.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle and No Fear with your girl, the Hood Unicorn. Come on, let's go.
Back against the wall, last name against the rope. Middle finger stretched, if you thinking it's a joke. Tell my friend I'm about to blow, 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 about to blow.
It's different to me right now. I'm about to blow. I'm about to blow. I'm about to blow. If you know, you know. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing out there? It's your girl, Sunshine Race, a.k.a. Griselda Blanca, a.k.a. You Need a Motivator, a.k.a. The Party Starter. But you tune in every morning because I am your Hood Unicorn. I'm here to wake you up with current events, positivity, motivation, and a whole lot of laughter. You already know it is Thursday, and on Thursday, Stnr Brwn pulls up any minute now, and we're going to talk about different things going on in the community and weed and everything else, so y'all stay tuned for that. But I wake you up with motivation every morning. And honestly, this morning, there was something very particular I wanted to talk to y'all about. But then my brain said, nope, we're going to hold that for another day. And I'm going to play y'all some videos this morning. So I had the pleasure of being on Nana Lane. I call her Nana Lane. You can't call her Nana Lane. I call her Nana Lane. But I had the pleasure of being on Nana Lane's show on Monday. She had me as a guest. And her show is a faith-based show. So if you know what I'm talking about, you understand. It's a lot of scriptures and religion, but she has a very, very big audience. And every once in a while, she says something to me and I chime in, and then she gets these messages later saying how much they love Sunshine. So she brought me on. One, let me say this, Kels ain't shit. Because Kel said she was worried about me going on the show because she was like, I was worried you was going to be on that show cussing. Now, I know how to act in front of grown people. I know how to act. I just don't know how to act on my show in front of grown people. So I did a great job. I did not cuss at all. But we had some really good conversations and there were some good gems dropped in there. So I'm going to go ahead and play you guys. There are about 4 different videos. They're only about 2 minutes long each. But you can always go back on my page. It's the only one that looks different from all of my other thumbnails. But you can go back and watch the show, and it was some really good gems dropped in there. And I just want to say, for all of those people out there who have different beliefs, at the base of it, the core belief is that you are here to do good by other people and leave good behind you. Okay. So whether you believe in God, Yahweh, apples and oranges, Jesus, whatever it is for you, the message across the board is the same. Okay. Now, I will admit this on every level. I am one of God's favorite heathens. And I say that because I know that God is still working on me intensely. Like, he's very much got his hand on me. Okay. But I also say that knowing that there is no perfection to be achieved. We can work towards it, but you will never achieve perfection. And because of that, I understand that God loves me as I am. God loves me when I'm cussing. God loves me when I be like, that's a little ugly ass baby. Like, God loves me through my faults, and God loves me even more through my positives. I've never been a Bible reader. I don't know too many scriptures, but I can interpret what this word means. And so that's what she did with me on the show, which I actually appreciate. She brought up some scriptures and then she said, now, Sunshine, what does this mean to you? And I think, again, at the base level of everything, it's about knowing that either A, God got your back. No matter what, God got you through it all, right? Or B, whether you don't want to believe that it's actually a God, you are not alone. You are not alone here. You know what I mean? And you have these messages of how you walk through faith. So, Let's see. Teacher Nietzsche says Sunshine did a good job and it was very inspiring. And then the herbal trucker said, however, folks in the Bible curse. I know for sure Peter was a cusser in the Bible. Jesus turned over tables according to the Bible. You know what? Okay, so I'm not high this morning at all. This is a sober Sunshine. One day I would like to get some high people who like to have weird ass conversations, because there are so many books missing in the Bible, right? Like, y'all talk about Jesus as a kid, but y'all don't talk about him as a teenager, and y'all don't talk about him as a young adult. You get right back to when he like 33, right? What happened in between there? I be wanting to know. What happened in between there? Like was God like going around blessing people for the fun of it? Like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not gonna go there with y'all. But here are a couple of videos for your morning motivation this morning. And after that, we're gonna get started with the show. Here we go. Here's the first one.
But Pastor Jennings asked her what her favorite scripture was. And Sunshine, what did you say?
Jesus wept.
Jesus wept. Because she's like, that's the only scripture I know. So
my grandma used to say that all the time. Every time I did something, she put her head down. Jesus wept.
So I said, what does that mean to you? So she and I talked about it. I said, so when you hear scripture, so what does Jesus wept mean to you? Since that's just a scripture.
Okay. Really, as I'm listening to it right now, the download that I'm getting, because I'm getting one right now. Jesus wept for everything. He wept tears of joy when you were doing as you were supposed to do, when you were listening, when you flourished. He wept tears of sadness when you are in pain. He wept tears of sadness when you are in pain. He is there with you. He feels your pain just as you give it. He is there to comfort you. And so he weeps with you with empathy. You know what I'm saying? Jesus wept because he feels what you feel.
That's so true, Sunshine.
Jesus wept.
Come on. Ooh, wow. Yeah. You know, I talked about that in a message yesterday. Sometimes you got to do it afraid.
You have to do it afraid.
Yeah, you can't just you can't let fear stop you from doing, because your faith has to kick in over your fear. You have to say, because what you said was like, if somebody told you no, why would you, that kind of stuck with me. Why would you, and God has already provided for you, why would you allow somebody to tell you no and you believe them?
Right. They just didn't get the message. See,
see.
God already told me what I was going to do.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for the other person that God told about me to meet me.
Yeah.
Because how many times did J.K. Rowling submit Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Until how many times do you know there are at least 465 people who told J.K. Rowling no, who are sitting somewhere punching the air?
Yeah.
Because they didn't get that download that morning.
Yeah.
They read that manuscript and pushed it to the side. I was watching Harry Potter yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a 42-year-old woman, bought my son the whole box set. And you told this woman no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But she pushed through.
But she said, it's okay. Because you weren't the one who was supposed to tell me yes. God already said yes to me. Why would I listen to you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the idea of just keeping going, it's every cliche that there is out there. I keep going because I got kids.
Yeah.
And they need to eat.
Yeah.
My daughter stay wanting a poke bowl. Like,
yes.
They gotta eat. I keep going because, like I tell my listeners, because y'all email me and y'all DM me and y'all tell me, Sunshine, I needed that today.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where I wake up with downloads. You know, that's what I call them. So you might call it God talking to you. I call it a download. And some days it ain't for me. And I come up here and be very honest. I don't know who this download is for today, but God told me to tell you something. So that's what I'm going to do. And if it reaches you, please let me know so I can go back and tell God that I did my job. I need to go back and tell him I was obedient, Lord.
Yeah. And that's what kind of happened like last week when she said, you know, who told you no? And that just kind of sparked something in me. But she came to radio kind of like I came to radio. Like she was at a salon and then Kels was like,
You're not supposed to be back behind the chair.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that statement. She literally, you are not supposed to be behind the chair. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, the world needs to hear you.
Yeah.
And I'm cracking up at her at this point because I'm just like, Kels, whatever.
I already know.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know this, but like every 3 months or so, I will pack my stuff up and I go to Kels' mom's house and I go do Kels' mom's hair. And the entire time, Kels' mom be in stitches. Her stuff, she be grabbing her stomach, laughing and cracking up. And she said, this is what Kels be talking about.
Yeah.
And
I see some behind the scene moments.
Yeah, it was me being obedient.
Yeah.
It took a while. I'm hard headed, just like all of God's children.
Yeah, I took it. Yeah,
I'm
it
not
took me a
different
while.
from y'all.
It took me a minute.
I'm hard headed like all of God's children.
Yeah.
She had to come back a couple of times and tell me. And you asked me earlier, where did All Hustle No Fear come from?
Yes,
And
that's the name. Okay, so here's the thing.
And let me say this too. I also feel like when my conversations with God, what we say sinning is can be something completely different than what you feel as though a sin is with God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For me, yes, murder and stealing and lust of thy neighbor and whatever it say in that book, those are definitely sins. You know what I'm saying? But for me, a sin for me, because I know she's listening, so she can she'll understand. A sin for me would have been a moment where I let a friend stop being my friend from a misunderstanding. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would have been a sin for me. That would have been a moment where God wept, because he would have said, you have enough in you to be strong enough to lay down your ego, and to go to this person and say, no, I love you so much that this issue we have is non-existent, and I'm going to put that away and say, we're going to continue our friendship in spite of.
Well, now that is in the word. You go to your brother when you
that part. But if I would have let it just fester and die, God would have cried at the fact that friendship died, because everything after that moment, the things that I've done because of that friendship, the things that the conversations that we've had, because of our friendship, she's going back to school. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
God knew he needed me to be able to plant that in her.
Right.
He would have cried if I would have allowed our friendship to stop, die. You know what I'm saying? And that would have been a sin.
Right.
For us.
I say that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I see it differently. I think that's why a lot of millennials, and this is for the older church people, I think that's why a lot of millennials say it's harder for them to go back to church, because they don't see sin, or they don't see that wall the same way anymore. It's not just, not cussing, and it's not just, it's core. There are core things that we feel as though should fall under there too. And, if you live in this way, but you judging me for living this way, hold on, we sin, and we just not sinning the same sin, but they hold the same weight. I dropped a lot of gems on that show, not to mention, a couple of the gems that I dropped as far as, if you jump on my Instagram, your pages, you'll see them. I think one of them I said was, it's a scripture or something that say, when your feet touch the ground, make sure the devil's scared, or something like that. And then also, if you give a man a fish, then he ain't gonna eat. If you teach a man to fish, then he can make a banquet. But if you give a man a chicken sandwich, he only gonna eat that one time. I don't know if that's the scripture, but it's something like that. It's something like God said, something like that. But I do want to say I really did appreciate being on that show. I see y'all are going off in this comment section, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm just going to read what y'all said, because like I said, I don't have enough verses in the Bible to keep up with y'all to go back and forth. I can just interpret it, what you saying, and then put it in, like Key and Peele. You say it professional like Barack Obama, and then I'm going to say it in hood terms. That's the kind of pastor I could be. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Oh, Ranye said, nah, Jesus traveled the world and learned new skills and techniques. I feel you, but I know it's blasphemous to say this, but was Jesus knocking down Mary Magdalene's? Like, it's, I don't know. The way my brain work is, if you're going to tell me that Jesus was a man and then, or he was born to man, show me that Jesus was a man. I understand the church's desire to make him saintly, or to make him what's the word I'm looking for? Divine. To make him a divine. But I think what a sinner needs to know is that Jesus used to be a sinner and then he became Jesus. Maybe I'm off. Again, that's why I don't go to church that much, because I question way too much. And in church, you got to just listen. And I'm not a listener. I'm an asker questioner. I am. Herbal Trucker said when he went to the temple at the age of 12 and sat down, the religious leaders looked at him like, who is this? And he had to check them and say, this my father's house. Who is you? Ranye said he studied under Buddha and the Muslim faith, hence why he's mentioned. Herbal Trucker says, although I don't practice Christianity, I used to be an active member in the 90s, but now I have a greater understanding and embrace all religions because they are all the secrets of the universe. And I respect that. I feel like it's really hard to respect anybody's religion if you are going to down their religion and boost your religion up. To try to make your religion better than anybody else's makes me feel some kind of way about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I said, the baseline of all religion is the same thing. Do right by other people. You know what I'm saying? Live a girl, get a chair so you can sit down. live a righteous life. You know what I'm saying? Leave something behind that is better than what you encountered. I think those are just natural morals that we should live by, that we shouldn't have to have somebody tell us to do that. But since we do, there are all of these different books that say exactly the same thing. And y'all are fighting over whether or not your book is more right than they book. And that's dumb to me, because I'm not about to sit over here and fight over something that's in my head and something that's in your head. Like I was saying on the Faith Show with Nana Lane, my conversations with God and who I like, God, I say this all the time, God is my homeboy. And if God is my homeboy, I'm going to talk to him like he my homeboy. I don't get down on my knees and put my hands together and pray. I be in the car like, God, I know you saw what happened today. And I know I need some help. And I know you said as long as we cool, I need not for nothing. Well, God doggone it, I need right now. So come on and help me need not. Those are the conversations I have with God. Now, the way you talk to God, you might feel as though I'm blasphemous. But guess what? God loves me as is. If you want me to believe that I'm made in God's image, look at this computer. It is still on this screen. If I'm supposed to believe that I'm made in God's image, God knew what was up with this. I would be fugazi. I would be lying if I came to God any other way. And I grew up, I was baptized apostolic. My grandmother was Catholic. My mama been everything. My mama been Muslim, eating bacon and smoking cigarettes. She been a Kabbalah. She been everything but Jewish, I think. my mom done it all. And now she's a Trump supporter. So, I've been raised. Let's see. Herbal Trucker said, usually during those days of depletion are the days that your higher power takes over. It's kind of like fasting. That's what's up. Teacher Nietzsche said, you got me crying early in the morning. Baby, I love you. I love you, and you can't stop being my friend. And you know what it was, and I know what it was. This ain't everybody else's business, but in that moment, that wasn't enough for me to say, okay, she gonna stop being my friend. It just wasn't. And with that same notion, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm wondering if I need to do that with another friend. Me and one of my friends haven't talked over a conversational misunderstanding through Texas. And I know that's exactly what it is. And she said something and I said something. And then she said something and I said something. And I meant what the fuck I said. And we ain't said nothing to each other in almost 2 months. And for us, that's a long time. Now, the Libra in me is saying, fuck that bitch. And I wait to her call me and say, I was wrong. Or at least hit me up with the, hey, you want to go get something to eat? And then, you know, that's how I know we apologizing. And that's the Libra in me. But the God in me tells me every day, you need to call this heifer and just make sure the bitch okay. Just text the bitch and say, hey, you good? Because I'm good. You good? Like, bitch, we good. But just letting y'all in on my little piece, my little slice of life. Herbal Trucker said what I said was close enough. You got the gist of it. Give him a chicken sandwich. And he only gonna eat that one time. But I promise you, you give him a fishing pole and teach him how to fish, and he gonna do a fish fry. It's something like that. Okay, it's something like that. Y'all, this is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Stoner should be here any minute, but until he gets here, we're going to play some music for you guys. What I was talking to my intern about on that sideways conversation is I got a computer sitting right here in front of me, and it just say HP. It ain't doing, I don't know what the fuck this computer is doing. And I am so grateful that I've got the secondary computer with all this stuff loaded up on it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to play y'all no music. You see, I don't have no background music going on. Like, I am stuck over here and I don't know what to do. So, yeah, there's that. So me and Stoner, some of the conversations we're going to have today, I sent him a couple of stories. One, we're going to talk about this judge. He got a lot of freaking nerve. So what would you do if you sent your kid, because you know you as a parent sent them there because you had to sign the permission slip. So you sent your kid on a field trip with the school to the courthouse. For whatever reason, your baby fall asleep in class in the courthouse. So the judge get mad, and guess what? He put your baby in contempt of court and make your baby put on a orange jumpsuit and put on the shackles. We're going to talk about it. And you know it was a black kid. You know it was a black kid. And what make it so bad, it was a black judge. We're going to talk about that. Those are the situations where I say to y'all, you know you vote judges in, right? You know you vote judges in, right? So whatever city I'm about to talk about, I make sure I say this judge's name. When it come time for re-elections, you make sure you bring this up. You make sure you bring this up. We also going to talk about Disney and how Disney playing in people's face. So Disney has this caveat or whatever. Remember when people tell you got to read the fine print? If you have a Disney Plus account, Disney is trying to say you can't sue them for anything. And we're going to talk about this family who is in a lawsuit against Disney right now. And Disney is like, well, nah, you had our streaming service like 6, 7, 8 years ago. And when you agreed to have the streaming service, you agreed that you can't sue us for nothing. Do you know how many people in America have Disney Plus accounts? And what he's suing them for did not happen on Disney Plus account. It happened at the Disney theme park. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because that's some fucking foolishness. And then, what's this last one? We're going to talk about, pull up. Oh, we're going to talk about this man who, okay. I try to explain this to my kids, but you got to choose your battles very wisely. We talked about this yesterday, right? One of the reasons why you got to choose your battles is you could definitely get into a fight with somebody and that'd be the last fight they ever had. And there's a such thing as a one punch knockout law, meaning you could hit a person at one time and they die and they still gonna take your ass to jail. Well, something like that happened to this man. Basically, this young man got some kids and got a wife, and it's some cracker, and I said it like that on purpose. It's some cracker in his neighborhood that go around for the last couple of months calling his kids niggas with a hard ER. So one day it escalated, and the cracker did something extremely disrespectful to this man's wife, and he punched him in the face. And that white man died. And now this man going to jail for protecting his family. So we're going to talk about that. And hopefully Stnr will be in the building by the time we talk about that. And Ronye's talking about, glad I don't have a Disney Plus account. But this is the question I have for you. Do you have a Hulu account? Because, you know, Hulu and Disney Plus is the same thing, basically. So if you got a Hulu account, I wonder if that is just as if that's like signing up for Disney Plus, and so it count for you too. That's why I wanted to bring that up. We're gonna talk about all of that when we get back. We're gonna play some music. Unfortunately, I can't play music from my computer, so everything will be music videos. And I hope you like it. I don't know. Keeping y'all reminded, guess what? It is my 5-year anniversary. That's right. It's 5 years of All Hustle, No Fear. My actual anniversary is on the 30th of this month. So, you know, as always, if you want to send a little something or a donation or anything like that, you can do that at AHNF923 ATL. Yeah. AHNF923 ATL on Cash App. If you need a Zelle or something like that, hit me up and I give it to you. And we are boosting your business with advertising. That's right. You have options. You can either advertise with us for 1 to 6 months, starting at only $400 a month. We also have weekly promo prices where, you know, we can fit in your budget and you can advertise with us for $90 a week. Or you could sponsor one episode and it's only $50. All right. So hit up allhustlenofear.com for more information on that. And here's a commercial, because we just talked about commercials. Here's a commercial. And then after that, we got some music. This is All Hustle, No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Ew.
Disconnected from your well-being? At Natural Way 365, we believe in a holistic approach to health and happiness. We offer a curated selection of natural and organic products to nourish your body and mind. From farm fresh produce to effective herbal remedies, we have everything you need to support your journey to wholeness. Our knowledgeable staff is passionate about helping you find the right products for your unique needs. We offer specialized guidance and answer all your questions with care. Take a step towards the Natural Way 365 and discover a world of wellness. Find inner peace, support your natural vitality, and embrace a life lived in harmony, because a healthy you is a happy you. Visit us today online at www.thenaturalway365.com, where everything is better natural. Don't forget to use your All Hustle No Fear promo code AHNF for 30% off your next purchase. Natural Way 365. Everything is better natural.
Chico! Yeah. Hey, I just got hit 8 times, I'ma do what I do. Pussy nigga get
get your paper, I ain't worried about you. You niggas cuffing on these hoes when they really want you. My bitch home washing bloody money, she gon' iron it too. Niggas ratting like it's cool, my shit just hit the news. Swear to God I'm out here grinding cause I only want blues. Niggas turn, she go bionic, doctor added the screws. I'm getting busy cooking up and I'm still in ICU. I'm contemplating retaliation, nigga, what should I do? This shit brought me back to prison, got me rocking in blue. I ain't rocking with no bunkie, give me a private room. Nurse just took me on a date, she know I got the juice. Why I'm eating bullshit when baby feeding me fruits. My ex trying to get me the spoon, but I don't do the cahoot. But 30 bench truck off the lot and everything still brand new. Tried to piece me up like 50, all I did was recruit. Yeah, they tried to wet me up. Wet me up. They was only coming in, they tried to set me up. Cause I don't give a fuck. The money coming in, they try to wet me up. I start to chase a nigga, cause I ain't give a fuck. The money coming in, a nigga wet me up. I start to chase a nigga, cause I ain't give a fuck.
up, y'all? We back. Stnr in the building. You see, my face is furrowed. That's what that's called. It's furrowed because he's saying something to me, and this is what I love and I hate about Stnr. I love the fact that Stnr is so intelligent and he know things, and I hate it that he be right when he be explaining some shit sometimes. I was actually talking about you earlier this morning, Stnr. When we get offline, I'll tell you what I said to somebody. But I definitely was talking about you this morning. Okay, so we're gonna start this off with the first one with the judge. Okay.
Yeah, that's just some bullshit.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. So basically, what has happened is in Detroit, Michigan. There was a the school is called Green something.
Oh no, the program is called Green Light. The program is called
The Greening of Detroit.
Right, the Greening of Detroit program.
Okay, and basically they're taking the kids around the court or whatever. And what I would specifically like to know is if this was meant to be some sort of scared straight program, or if they were taking the kids to court to try to show them different jobs and different things that are available to do.
That's what they were doing. He said in his statement, I felt like this was my own personal scared straight program. I felt like this was a great teaching opportunity. This nigga just was he just was on a power trip. You just on a fucking power trip.
Basically what happened was, or what they're explaining, right? What they're saying happened is they're in the courtroom and the young lady kept falling asleep. And the judge felt it was very disrespectful. And he asked her not to fall asleep again. She fell back asleep again. And so therefore he had her dress out, put on the orange jumpsuit, and put on the shackles in front of the rest of the class. Not change out in front of the rest of the class, but she had to come in front of the rest of the class
back in
like
shackles.
like a fucking inmate. Okay. This is my thing. Like I started off, I signed a permission slip for my child to go to the courthouse, not to go to a scared straight. Now, if she was that disrespectful that she was falling asleep in class,
but sleep ain't disrespect. That's just a matter of that's fatigue.
You should have asked her to leave, or better yet, I got one for you. You shouldn't have been boring.
It's a courtroom. There's no way around boring in the courtroom. 90% of the courtroom is just reading off a piece of paper, names and charges and shit like that.
Yeah, but if I'm understanding this correctly, it wasn't like they went to the courtroom while court was in session.
Yeah, they did. That's what they went to watch, a court proceeding.
Oh, so it wasn't like an empty courtroom where you're coming in and you're talking about this is a stenographer, this is their job, this is the judge and lawyer. Yeah.
They went and sat in on a live court session.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's even worse because that's boring as fuck. Worse. You and I have been to court before. We know that's the longest, most arduous,
It's an arduous, that's the word he uses. It's an arduous, oh my God. I've wanted to fall asleep in court.
I fell asleep in court waiting for my name to be called. I fell asleep in court before and had the deputy walk up on me. Hey man, if you fall asleep again, it's going to be contempt of court. They're going to lock you up. You need to keep your shit up. You need to stay up because that is contempt of court.
And I can understand that.
Yeah, but these are kids visiting.
These are children.
These are children. This is a 15-year-old girl named Eva Goodman, and her mom. I would be going crazy if somebody called me. Yeah, hey, Miss Goodman, they putting your daughter in handcuffs.
Why?
Where? What the fuck?
What did she do?
Where? What did she do?
And they say the little girl is traumatized behind it.
Of course.
And I bet she is.
I imagine that whole classroom. That whole program, the teachers, the teachers who brought them there that day will never bring another class to a courtroom.
No,
you just traumatized a whole community of people, not just one kid.
And then the fact that the judge was black, that really made my booty hole itch. Because you understand how these kids already feel about the judicial system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now you making it worse. And you talk about, I felt like it was my job to make this my own personal scared straight. What's the judge's name? The judge's name is King something. What's the judge's name?
Kenneth King.
Kenneth King. Okay. And this is in Detroit. Detroit listeners.
36th precinct. 36th precinct.
When it's time to vote,
please
remember, we don't want to vote this motherfucker back in. Because this is
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he on a power trip like this towards students, how you think he feel towards the people coming into court? You think he listening to them? You think he giving them a fair trial? You think he's being non-biased? This was biased. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I bet you he wouldn't do that to no white kids.
I don't know. It's a judge. I don't know. It's a judge, and it's Detroit. Detroit is that fucked up. It don't matter what
Kanye
color.
said, "Why was that a trip?"
Right. I mean, because
you can't tell me them kids wasn't bored listening to somebody else's bit. And then why you sending the kids in to listen to other people's drama?
Well, it's not just drama. You need to hear how a courtroom works, how motherfuckers will disregard you as a human being. You need to see this firsthand. The best thing I ever did was my mom taking me to court with her, so I could see that my mother, who was my superhero, was nothing in this courtroom. And it changed my mind on court proceedings and lawyers and how to. It just was. I was young, but it just was like, wow, this is my super. And she's here cowering and yes, sir, no, sir, and hands crossed and trying to say the right thing for some shit that she didn't even do. It wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't even her directly. It was involving somebody else, but she's a witness. So if I could ever get my kids to go to a courtroom, a jail, you know what I'm saying? I need you to see that if you fuck up and end up here, you are nobody. You're not a human being. These people standing at these tables, they represent you. That guy sitting in front of you, he's judging over your whole life. You need to know that this is not a fair system. You need to see it for your own eyes.
Yeah, and until you've been in the system, you don't understand. It. I can tell you one thing right now. There was something that happened to me. So I did get arrested or whatnot. And one thing I will tell you is they don't read you your Miranda rights all the time.
Fuck no.
They don't. And they will put you in a room and ask you questions without reading you your Miranda rights. And guess what? They will use that against you.
Every time.
Okay. I promise you, if it wasn't for me watching 18,566 episodes of Law and Order, I wouldn't have shut up when I did. But I heard Olivia Benson in my head saying, you have the right to remain silent.
Right.
I heard Ice Cube say, anything Ice-T.
Right.
Anything you say and do can be used against you in the court of law. Like, I immediately, the way I said, because it only took the officer to say one thing that I knew was absolutely positively wrong. And when he said it, I said, you haven't done any investigation for real, have you? Like, there's no way you could have investigated this for real. And he was like, no, we know that. I said, okay, well. And then I did this. And I did not talk no more. And that made that officer so pissed off. And it frustrated him so bad. And it also let me know that you can get kidnapped by the police.
Definitely.
If no one, like, I lived here in Atlanta by myself. The only person that I had here was my boyfriend at the time, right? You can't call well, that was then. I think now you can. But you can't call cell phones in jail. At least not when I went to jail. You couldn't call a cell phone. You had to call a landline. Do you know how hard it was for me to think of a landline number that I could call?
But that used to be the rule.
Yeah, I had to call my father all the way in Ohio to tell him, can you please call my boyfriend in Atlanta that I live with and tell him to come get me from jail? I don't know how that conversation went, but I know my daddy came from Ohio and got me out of jail, because whatever that conversation was between him and that nigga I was dating, he ain't like it. And when I got out of jail, my dad said, that might be a good man, but he ain't good for you. We was broke up, and I was moved out of that place within 30 days. That's all it took. My dad told me he was not a good dude for you. That was all it took.
If I call you and say, sir, my daughter's in jail, I need you to go. If anything else comes out of your mouth, but I'm about to put my jacket on and go figure this out. I don't care if it's finance. You got a mama too, nigga. Call your mama and, hey, ma, my girl is locked up. I need some bail.
Oh, no, it wasn't even that. I told my dad, I was like, hey, dad, luck have it. The way luck have it, I just got paid yesterday, and I accidentally left my debit card at the house. I can give you my PIN number. Just tell him, go take the money out and
the
then
bank.
Take
it out the ATM.
Yeah, just take it out the ATM. I don't know. Again,
did your dad ever? You never found out what the conversation was? Never found out what he said? Well, shit. Good on you, Pop. Good on
To
you.
this day. Don't
Good
know what
on
the
you.
hell was said. Just know my dad was like, you need to go.
Good on you, Pops. Cheers. Cheers to Dad. Because that shit don't make no fucking sense.
Oh, Ranye said whoever put that trip together need to be fired. And I would say no to that only because
Ranye,
there was no way for that person to
know
know
that
that judge was gonna have a power
and
trip.
I guarantee you this wasn't the first trip. You know what I'm saying? Because when I went to school in New York, we went down to municipal buildings all the time. That was a normal trip. Going to the mayor's office, going to the alderman's office. That's why I asked you about the alderman, because I remember that was one of the first elected officials that I met personally. That was a regular trip. You used to go down to the police precinct. All that was normal.
So I skipped around. Like I moved around a lot, right? And I wonder if schools did stuff like that, but I just wasn't in the school or I wasn't in the grade that, you know, that did it. And I moved to a different school before I had a chance to experience that. Because has anybody else out there experienced that? Did you go to schools where they took you down to the courthouse or where they took you to municipal buildings? Because I never experienced that.
Yeah, municipal buildings were easy class trips. We'd always go to some kind of municipal building because it's a public place, and you know it's taxpayer money. So remember, you're going to a taxpayer school. So these are just easy ass trips that they can book and not have to pay nothing because it's a taxpayer school. Just like I told y'all, I went to Ellis Island. Just like I went to the Statue of Liberty. For schools, those trips are free.
So we ain't got shit like that in Atlanta?
Not necessarily,
because my kids always going to the world of Coca-Cola into the aquarium.
Because remember, a lot of
Don't laugh.
You got to also remember, Atlanta is a rebuilt city. Remember, Sherman comes through and burns down all the
we ain't
things
got
that
shit. There's nothing in Atlanta older than 100 years, and if it is, it's definitely like taken care of because except for that church downtown right next to the courthouse. That church
been there for about 200 years.
Yeah.
So you exactly. So because we lost so much, because Atlanta as a city lost so much history during that war, and then the rebuilding of Atlanta wasn't focused on the city was built as a train depot. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't built like, hey, let's big ass courthouse over here. No, nigga. We need to get trains in and out of here. We need to make all the money we can. We need to build this bitch back up. So we don't have historical, other than things that survived the Civil War and things that came from civil rights. Remember, Atlanta has a lot of civil rights monuments.
Yes, like Martin Luther King's house.
Everything on Auburn. Everything, a lot of things. Pascal's, Edgewood.
Yeah.
A lot of things around the stadium.
Ebenezer.
Yeah, Ebenezer. Remember all the shit around the stadium got tore down when they wanted to build the new fucking Mercedes.
What was that? The Friendship Church or whatever? Friendship Baptist Church.
That was one of the oldest,
for a long time.
One of the oldest black ran churches in the city. And don't forget, Buckhead used to be a black predominantly a predominantly black area that had old churches.
It's a real pretty church when you go down Peachtree Street. I think it's on the right.
That's old white people church. That ain't
a beautiful church though. I would love to go inside there.
I've been in there for a wedding. It is amazing.
Really,
it is amazing. It's got tapestries on the ceiling too. I've been in there for a wedding.
Yeah,
that's the only time I've ever been in there because we ain't.
Yeah, we ain't going in there. I'm not. That's not my kind of church. Yeah, it's not.
It's not my.
That's that.
Oh, right, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Right, they sing. They still sing out the hymn book. That ain't my type of church. They gonna throw me in jail for falling asleep in there for real. The judge was the pastor of that church. Hella niggas going to jail every Sunday.
But I mean, thinking about it, Ranye, if it would have been me and I was organizing that field trip, I would have did it the way I thought it was done. I would have had no one there. They would have came into an empty courtroom. We would have had somebody in there that's a stenographer that explained what a stenographer does, what that job entails, how you get that job, what it means. We would have had the court clerk. We would have had the bailiff. We would have had the judge. I would have had the people who run the court or who run that and have them talk to the kids about what their future could be. But having them sit in watching people go through their traumatic episodes, I don't want to reinforce that as this is what your future can be. These kids already live around people that's going to court and going to jail all the time. Let's show them the opposite side of it than showing them, because look at how
I don't know. That's like taking somebody to McDonald's and we don't flip no burgers. There's no reason. I need to take you to court so you can see the process.
The opposite. No, it's the opposite. It's like taking them to McDonald's and making them flip burgers instead of taking them to McDonald's and letting them eat a burger.
No, you went to McDonald's when it was shut down and you just talked to the workers. You didn't see nobody flip no burgers, filled no orders, talk to no clients, talk to no customers. That, like when I went
I see what you're saying.
Like
you
when
didn't
I went
see them in action.
Right. When we went to the mayor's office, we were given a sheet with positions. Who's the mayor? Fill that out. Who's the alderman? Fill that out. Who's the mayor's secretary? Fill that out. And these are questions that you can pick up by just sitting in the court, walking around. We didn't go to the courtroom. We went to the mayor's hall. So, but they had it set up like you said. They had all the people there to meet us, talk to us, shake our hands, tell us their job, and give us. And our job was to assess who they were and write it down on a piece of paper. We met the mayor named David. I met David Dinkins. I'll never forget that. I met David Dinkins, first black mayor of New York City.
No, that's what's up.
Right. So I met him. I met his alderman. I met his second, and we just had to fill out a piece of paper. I was like in the 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. So I would imagine whoever organized this thought that, hey, we can go to the courtroom. Y'all will learn by watching.
Procedures
and stuff like that. But if I'm as a black man, I would love to take my kids in there and let them see this shit firsthand. What the fuck goes on? And you think that it's just your uncle was smoking in front of the house and he got into some trouble. No, he walks in this courtroom and he's a name and a number and nobody cares about nothing he had going on that day. That was a perfect example. That little girl getting thrown in jail for falling asleep is the best lesson that all those kids could have learned. It doesn't matter what you have.
You have no rights.
You have no rights when you come in this courtroom. This judge. Now, had you could plan it, I would have loved to plan it the same way you were talking about, so that they could have got some one-on-one time and actually talk to somebody. But I still would have made them sit through an actual court proceeding.
Teacher Nietzsche said it probably wasn't even drama. It probably was traffic court, which is very boring.
Yeah, it's very boring. Traffic court is the worst. I don't imagine they would take the kids in front of somewhere with his rape cases and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I wouldn't want my kids sitting there in no drama type court.
Nah, I would take them to traffic court, but even traffic court
or family court. That's not something. No, I wouldn't have wanted my kids to be there.
I would not. And if it was traffic court, I could understand. This judge is an asshole.
Yeah,
most traffic court judges are pissed off, tired of their job because they see 500 people a day. I don't give a fuck what you say. I can be biased and I can be impartial. No, bitch. After the first 10 niggas show up with a failure to appear, true story. I'm locked up in DeKalb County, right? I'm meeting this judge for the first time. And the judge literally sits down and says, listen, I'm just going to tell you all ahead of time, anyone on my docket with a failure to appear who means that they wasn't going to show up to court during a lot of time when they could show up to court, disrespected my court. You disrespected the judicial system of DeKalb County. You automatically have 45 days. Automatically. So me now, I'm locked up for 11 tickets and 6 failures to appear. I'm doing the math in my head.
Shit, how do you have 6 failure to appear?
Because my name is Stnr Brwn. Why the fuck y'all be acting like I just give a fuck about these things, bro? Catch me in the street. That's what they did. Catch me outside. And they caught me outside after not having a driver's license for almost 10 years. They caught me outside. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in there. I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm watching him, and he is tearing into people. I mean, there's old people, we in jail, so it's all dudes in there. So there's no females around other than the court reporter, court stenographer. But he's just tearing into people. And the more he goes through, he's just getting more and more angry and more and more angry. And by the time he gets to me, he's like, Mr. Whittington. Oh, I don't know if it's because of your last name being W, you end up being last, or the amount of charges is why you end up being last. But I'm crying because I'm counting I got 6 failure to appears. That's every 2 is 90 days. That's 270 days
That's a year.
That's almost a year, because the guy before me had 2 failure to appears. He gave him 90 days right off the break. You know what I'm saying? So, and didn't care about it. So luckily the bailiff, whoever was there, saw me broken up and told me, when you get up there, it's your first charge, just say NOLO. Use your NOLO.
They tried to do that with me.
Yeah, use your NOLO because it's your first time ever being in court or charged with anything like that. Use that shit, and then you'll go back to court, or you can plead not guilty and go back to court. He said, you know what? Matter of fact, save the NOLO. Plead not guilty. You'll go back to court. Come back in 30 days.
That was really nice of him, because he should not have told you that.
Only reason I come. Furthermore, on that, my little cousin Anthony was a fucking guard at DeKalb County. I did not know. He had just got the job within like a week. So he's in the court, outside the courtroom, sees me, talks to the bailiff, said, yo, tell my cousin. I swear, this is all true story. You can ask my uncle Steve Davis. A month later, I take the no, not guilty. A month later, I come up against this little white lady, and she's like, Mr. Whittington, why are you here in jail? You've never had domestic violence. You don't have any violent crimes. You pay your taxes. You know what? I'm going to release you today. I sat there for 31 days, and she released me. But the first judge that I saw had made it very clear. A failure to appear, I interpret as a disrespect to my judicial system, because we took the time to show up and you didn't.
Oh, God.
So you can't tell me that this judge, Kenneth King, who's running traffic court every fucking day, don't got a chip on his shoulder when he's sitting at this courtroom. And he sees this little girl falling asleep, and all automatic, there was another bitch fell asleep in my court the other day. You just went off on a power trip, dog. You had no sensitivity to the fact that you're dealing with children, impressionable children, and children who came into your courtroom to learn about the system that would one day judge them. You didn't have
didn't teach them the right
You
thing.
didn't teach them nothing.
Herbal Trucker said, what about the ADA? Could this be a case? The American Disabilities Act should protect her, and also HIPAA. So it's no need to ask her about her medical records, but this seems to go against the ADA. I think it would only be ADA if she could prove that she had a issue. In this situation, HIPAA would be enacted if her doctor came and said, oh, no, she got narcolepsy. But if the girl or her parents disclose it, then it's not HIPAA, and it would be under American Disabilities Act. We're just saying, what if that's her issue? No one has confirmed whether or not the little girl had narcolepsy. And I've never known a person who actually had narcolepsy until recently. I met someone, and she will tell you, she says, it's not okay. There are degrees of narcolepsy, right?
Yes.
And so some people, we joke about it, and you think you're just in the middle of a conversation with a person and they just, knock out. That's not always it.
Yeah, but it's not the truth.
The person I'm talking about, she said she has issues of being in the car. Like, that's when it really hits her. And she says it's been a couple of times where she just pull over on the side of the road and she be knocked the fuck out and then have to wake back up. And when she wake up, she's, where am I? You know what I mean? Or they were making fun. They're not making fun, but they were just talking about how at Thanksgiving she snapped on somebody. Everybody else knows she's narcoleptic, but she was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, she was kind of out. And somebody at the party was like, "Hey, bitch, wake up!" And everybody else was like, "No, that's not it. It's not a tired thing. It's it's a medical thing. She can't just wake up. You know what I mean? And in those situations, they can't just wake up.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's their brain has actually powered off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So think about that. If the judge woke her up and then she woke up out of
Startled.
this narcoleptic state, and you talking about she being disrespectful, and she's actually just disoriented. And then after you stop talking to her, it kicks back in, and then she go back in. I would, if she really is, or if she does have that issue, I definitely.
Oh, he gonna get sued the fuck.
Yeah.
He gonna get.
But if
sued
she hasn't, if
fuck.
she doesn't have that issue, then
well, I think he's gonna end up losing his job anyway, because the second in the article they say the second highest ranked judge for the 36th district put out a statement that said, listen, this judge did not reflect the
yeah, I saw that at the end. Yeah.
So that means, so that's already this, the, you know, the powers that be distancing themselves from this story and this issue. So when he's brought up against the bar, the state bar, he probably gonna end up getting fired.
He gonna have something to say. They gonna have something to say about that.
Yeah, they're probably gonna. And then not only that, if I'm a lawyer that had any court, and if I had any kind of client come through his courtroom and believe that there was some bias, now I've got statute to attack that. I got a statute to attach to that. Oh, listen, it's that same judge that threw the girl and she was 15. Hey, I need to bring my case back because there may have been bias. He may not have liked my client slouching in the chair or something like that. I feel like there's bias. So we just have to look at all these cases.
He should be the judge with YSL Woody.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Woody said, hey, judge, I got immunity for everything I say, right?
Right.
That judge said, yeah. Woody said, I shot him.
I did it.
What?
I ain't like the nigga daddy.
The way Woody reversed y'all ass. Oh my God.
Oh no, Woody, listen, bro.
There needs to be a class done on this whole trial. There needs to be a class, because there's no way you are going to tell me that precedents and other. I mean, first of all, this is the longest running court case in Georgia history.
Yeah.
Okay. This is they're working on almost 2.5 years now on this one case. Think about that. If you were a jury member, oh God, I couldn't be a jury. I would have been held in contempt because I would have fell asleep in the jury.
Yeah, a couple of times people have already fallen asleep. Yeah. That's already been documented. People falling asleep in the jury all the time. Because, like you said, it's 2 years of the same bullshit. And now y'all put a new judge on it, so we got to rehash everything from the beginning, which means this is another 2 years.
Ranye said, little kids are going to be bored just sitting there. Ain't no way. No one thought they were going to be like, ooh.
Right. Wow. Right. What's up, buds? Ain't nobody knew. You knew this wasn't going to be an excited trip.
I did not know this, Herbal Trucker. Did you know this one? Herbal Trucker said, now, that lady put a curse on the Falcons over that church. I believe it's working. The Falcons haven't won a Super Bowl yet. 28-3 will forever be in history.
Yes.
Somebody put a curse on the Falcons?
Yes, the people from the Friendship Church.
No, I
remember when they were trying to make the move, when they were trying to build Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that church would not sell.
Right. I remember that.
For years, they would not sell.
I remember that.
Well, the pastor over them, it was an older pastor, and then I think he got too old, and then a new pastor comes in who's a little bit younger, not much younger, but he's the one who's like, look, we need to move forward, because you're getting all this pressure from the city. You know what I'm saying? Not only are you getting all this pressure from the city, they're making it uncomfortable for you down there now. Now, all of a sudden, every time they got a fucking conference or somewhere, they got to shut off all the streets around your church. So on Sunday, when y'all need to get in, it's all blocked off, because they having something at the Georgia World Congress Center. And now they decide that this whole north side got to be shut down. So there was a lot of pressure. But that old lady said it on TV. They will never win nothing. I don't care about the fight. She put that curse on TV on 11 Live.
Until you do right by me.
And but you saw goddamn Playboy Trey, the Water Boys. He cranked up. Have you seen the curse break? When you get a chance, they're called the Water Boy. They got a sports podcast, Playboy Trey, Water Boys. He does a whole thing where he's like, it's funny as hell, but he's trying to break the case, break the curse, and he's got everybody. He's doing the It's really funny. But nah, that old lady, because from what she said was that was her family's church for all the generations.
Wow.
All the generations that they've been from slavery to now, that was her family's church. And y'all took away her family's church. Y'all tore down their building. So
Ranye said you could have easily separated the class so that while one's learning about the parts of the court in another area, the other kids sit with different members of the court and do as their part. That's just me spitballing an idea, and that's better than what they did.
Way better.
So Story
Good
would
idea.
have read, "Girl gets dressed as a judge and wants to be one." Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
way. Yep.
You're right, Ranye.
You're right.
You're
There's a lot of ways
absolutely
they could have. That definitely is a better way to. There's a lot
They
of ways
missed the ball on that one.
They dropped the ball on that one.
They dropped the
But
ball on that one.
I mean, in reality though, until this judge throws somebody in jail or put somebody in the handcuffs, this program probably been going on for years, and we just never heard nothing about it. So whatever they were doing, whatever processes they had, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't until this girl fell asleep and this other judge, or this is something else you ain't thought about. How many times has he had classes like that coming there? This might have been 150th run of this shit, and he just tired of kids falling asleep in his shit. This nigga just had a power trip. He didn't get his dick sucked that morning, and clearly he came to work on some fuck shit. I'm gonna bust a nut on somebody. That's whether y'all know it or not, people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that morning nut matters more than that nighttime nut. If you ain't you come in there full of bullshit, you're gonna do bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta empty them guys before you go to work.
Okay, so listen to this story, y'all. A New Jersey father agrees to a plea deal and sentenced to 3 years in prison after fatally punching a white man who repeatedly called his children the N-word. The judge says you should have just called the police. Now, what happened is basically, Collins is 41 years old. He and his wife were leaving Babe's Corner Store on Summer Ave when Robert May, a 70-year-old white man, approached them on his bicycle. May, who also goes by Frog, had repeatedly harassed Collins and his children, addressing them with racial slurs for months. 4 months. On that particular afternoon, May rode directly into Collins' wife with his bicycle as they exit the store. Collins told May then turned to Collins and called him a nigger with the hard ER, and he drew a single punch which drew a single punch to his face that brought him immediately to the ground. May's fall and the punch knocked him unconscious, and he was later found by first responders laying on the cement with blood from it coming from his head and his mouth. So now the father is required to serve almost 31 months of the sentence before he's eligible for parole under the No Early Release Act. So basically, you're saying that a person cannot protect their family against attacks, against racial disparity. Like telling a person,
take all the. This is the thing about it for me. Take all the racial shit out of it. Bitch, you hit my wife. That's all this other racial shit y'all talking about. Bitch, you hit my wife. I have the right to defend myself and defend my family upon there is nothing you can tell me that's gonna stop me or tell me about no laws or calling no police. This nigga hit my wife
with a bike.
With a bike.
Like she walking out the store and he ding,
the
knocked her down.
The thing about this shit is you hit an old white man that was an elderly white man. You know what I'm saying? That could have been having some kind of mental motherfucking whatever. This is just a bad case of fuck around and found out. This
this wouldn't be a stand your ground case.
You got to be in a stand your ground state. Stand your ground is just a law in specific states.
Somebody let me know if stand your ground is in Jersey.
Ain't no, I don't believe so, because stand your ground.
That's a Southern thing.
That's a Southern thing.
That's
a Southern thing. That's a Southern thing. That because only only that group of people would believe that it's all right to just stand my ground because I feel threatened, not because I've been attacked, not because somebody said any racial slur, not because the person in front of me is any kind of criminal or has any criminal history. I'm just standing here. You're approaching me. I feel scared. I have the right to stand my ground. That is not a law that would. That's some Southern shit.
Hey, I just want to let you know one thing with me. If I get into an argument with you and I try to traverse or get out of this situation and you advance towards me, I don't give a fuck what's going on after that. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'm gonna fuck you up. Because why? And especially white folks when they be doing that Karen shit, and they be like, "Oh, you're scaring me," and then you still be walking towards me. I'm gonna give you something to be afraid of because you should not be advancing towards me. That's not standing your ground. Standing your ground is you stand your ass over there, and if I come towards you, then whatever. But if I'm literally trying to be like, "All right, folks, don't even worry about it," and I'm trying to walk away, I'll never turn my back on an enemy. But if I'm backing up and you advancing as I back up, I swear to God, the next thing you gonna see is a knuckle sandwich.
I'm waiting for a Karen.
You gonna see 4 of these real quick because the next thing on my mind is I gotta stop you from
beat
coming
your ass.
towards. Yeah,
I got to
stop
defend
you from
myself.
coming towards me.
Stand your ground works both ways. Goddamn. Luckily, we live in Georgia. There is no stand your ground law, but it works both.
Natural Way said there are only 9 stand your ground states.
Right.
I bet you they all in the South.
Yeah, they all in the South. Most of them are in the South, but and the Midwest. In the Midwest, it's a big because it's almost like dueling cowboy shit.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Right. That's where it really is falling back to. Nigga, you challenged me. I have the right to stand my ground and defend myself whatever way I feel. I'm just waiting for Karen to run up on me so I can show her some Kareem. Goddamn. But it's time to show these Karens who Kareem is because Kareem don't give no fuck.
I've already got 2 in me that I already know like how I respond. Like I'm already prepared 1 or 2 ways. The first way I just told you. If I'm actively trying to be like, you know what, don't worry about it, y'all. You got it. And I'm trying to walk away. Situation. And you advancing towards me. This is a different situation at this time. And I guarantee you, if my kids are anywhere around me and I feel like my kids are threatened by it, you best be out the way.
Yeah, because you just turned me into the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
I'm just swinging and punching. But
the second way is I am absolutely going to make sure everybody knows that what's going on and we are embarrassed. I promise you, I am going to turn into
everyone.
I'm going to turn into a actress like no other. And you're going to be talking to me. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so like I'm going I'm gonna flip out, okay?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna fall on the ground. I'm gonna do all of that. And I'm gonna turn into the craziest person y'all have ever heard. As soon as you say, all that.
Make sure you say
somebody gonna be like, what are you doing to her?
Call the police every 3 seconds.
Right.
You got to say that as well. Call the police.
Call the police. I promise you, I'm going to out Karen any Karen that come around me. And more Black people, I need y'all to do that instead of, trying to
beat their ass.
Yeah. Or instead of trying to right, like you trying to talk to a crazy person. Don't try to talk to a crazy person. You got to meet crazy with crazy.
What's going on, Black?
You know what I'm saying? You got to meet crazy with crazy.
But the thing about that story, that really hit me, and I wish like you telling me because I watched the court.
Herbal Trucker said, not Kareem.
Yeah, you got to drop some cream on their ass. I watched the court case on this on Court TV. They put the actual case up on Court TV. The judge was very sympathetic to the situation. He really was like, I understand you should have called the police, but I totally understand why you would defend your family, especially when they were saying that it's been going on for months. The reason this man ended up going to jail is just because that white man died.
Really?
Had he not died, you could have, because in most states there's a law that said you can meet force with like force. Meaning, if you show up with a gun, I can have a gun.
Right.
If you show up with a knife and I have a gun, now I'm the person who has excessive force.
That's why they say you can't bring a gun to a knife fight.
Right. So in this situation, the defense were trying to argue that the bike was a weapon.
Yeah, I see it as a weapon.
I see it as a weapon as well. And in this case, my client is actually employing self-defense of him and his family, which is his right to protect his property and family. Because the man died, that's the excessive force. That's what the judge was saying. If you had to call the police or had you struck him and he not died, then it'd be something else. But because y'all get into an altercation and you death can't just be. It just there's always going to be a consequence to death. Is what this, you know what I'm saying? Which is unfortunate because had it been the other way around,
because the death wasn't that man's intent.
No.
It wasn't like he hit that man and then when he fell, he kept beating him and kicking him and tried to make him open his mouth on the side of the road and kick his face in. He ain't do none of that.
Yeah, but
he just told him leave my wife alone and punched him one time in the head, and he just happened to hit that soft spot.
But it happened. No, he didn't hit no soft spot.
I'm just.
Yeah, his head hit the soft spot on the concrete.
He just hit his head.
That's what the fuck happened. His head hit the hard concrete. But it's still a 71-year-old elderly white man with a family, with kids. You know what I'm saying? With his own family. There's got to be some recompense for taking this man's life, and that's the only thing the judge was saying. He was like, the judge really was like, I understand, and it is self-defense, but there's got to be some kind of
justice that has to happen,
because you don't know what's going on with this old white man. This shit he could be having, and then they tried to argue that he did have some mental issues and stuff like that, and was going to treatment and was taking medicine for. So
I shouldn't have had him out with public.
Whoever is in his family should have had his ass in the house. You know what I'm saying? But hey, nigga, that was a great case of fuck around and found out. So, you know what I'm saying? People, if you see an elderly white man, please call the police.
That's the things you need to talk to your kids about.
Call the
your
police.
Kids always wanting to get into fights with every single person
and
not realizing that, you know what I'm saying, all it takes is one punch.
Oh, yep. Have you ever seen
in the right place?
Have you seen the little girl in have you ever seen the article about the girl in DC who gets in a fight with these other girls, and one girl just punched her and she falls over the chair and hits her head on the bench like in a park, kills her instantly. The punch didn't even hit her hard. She just fell backward across over the chair, and the back of her head hit this damn bench. Bitch was dead, broken neck. You know what I'm saying? So in a lot of cases,
I hear stuff like that and immediately go like this. Let me put my crown back on.
Right.
I'm not fucking with you bitches.
Best to walk away, man.
Just
walk away from them situations, because.
So since we talking about death, what's up with Disney in this wrongful death suit and having a Disney Plus membership? So I can't sue Disney because you read this and your perspective.
Disney is a tricky motherfucker, boy.
That mouse is a tricky bitch.
That mouse is a motherfucker. Listen, y'all don't even know how many court cases Disney has wiggled out of over the years. Disney is a tricky motherfucker.
So basically what has happened is a
doctor.
Go ahead.
A doctor and his doctor wife, two doctors, go to Disney World and eat at a Disney restaurant. And his wife orders a non-allergen meal, meaning that this meal is prepared with nothing that would make her alert. Why does this thing keep cutting off? My damn live keep cutting off. Disney must have heard I'm about to start talking about that. Anyway, so his wife orders a non-allergen meal. You know what I'm saying? Because she's allergic to a bunch of different stuff. And they have specific meals that's not going to have
nuts, eggs, milk,
seafood, shellfish, gluten, right? Anyway, she eats the meal, she dies. When the doctor goes to sue Disney's lawyers immediately bring up that, hey, when you came onto the park and you bought your tickets, you signed a waiver that said any problems that we'd have would be dealt by arbitration. When they brought that same doctor in the newsroom to talk about it, his quote was, if you had Disney Plus and you were trying to sue Disney. You couldn't because of arbitration. That's why this doctor can't. And he didn't make the connection right. And everybody just heard Disney Plus. If you got Disney, but it is true. If you had Disney Plus, signed up for Disney Plus, watching a TV, watching a show, and that show actually causes your TV to trip out and shock everybody in the fucking room, and you want to sue Disney, you can't. All Disney contracts have arbitration built into them for everything from buying clothes, from using their Disney Plus, to going to their parks, to eating at their restaurants, to using anything. Disney has arbitration built in so that as soon as you try to sue, no, you didn't know. When you bought that jacket, in the line, and in the tag, it's going to say any problems with Disney, blah blah blah. We will be going to arbitration before we go to a full courtroom, just so they can pay everything off without the public knowing. That's what.
And then the crazy part is the family only asking for $50,000.
Yeah, but the it's the precedent. If we grant y'all the $50,000 just because y'all asked it in court. Now, other people can take us to court and ask us for whatever the fuck they want, and now we have to fight this in court. Y'all could have got the $50,000 through arbitration. Y'all could have just contacted the arbitrators, figured out what the case was, and they would have paid them the $50,000. But the fact you want to take them to court and make this a public records thing, that's what Disney's fighting against. Because now they're going to be on public record that we're killing people with food. It wouldn't be the first time at all. But again,
it don't make the news because we settle out of court.
Because it's always settled out of court. If you go to a Disney and you fall off a ride, which many people have done, or you die in one of them tubes, or you die on the goddamn teacup, which has happened millions of times. People have died in Disney many times. You never hear about it in court. There are no court cases against,
She said she never been.
Oh, well, yeah.
I went to Disney one time and I was so fucking disappointed.
Really?
Because, yes, I'm going to tell you why. Because as a person or a kid or whatever, I thought all of the theme parks were all of the theme parks. I thought Disney was one thing. But when you go to Disney, you have to pay for each park that you want to go into. So there's Epcot Park, and then there's the Magic Kingdom, and there's whatever else. So I guess who I went with didn't know that, or if they did,
they didn't buy the package ahead of time.
Right. Look, let me tell you something. Them tickets ain't cheap. They like $150 to $250 per person. These is not Six Flags tickets.
Yeah, that was when you was going. They're like $300 a kid now. A kid, not an adult. They're like $300 a person.
And you only get this one park.
But that's the thing. Most people who buy in Disney, you got to, if you, word to the wise to anybody who knows, because I planned Disney trips and didn't go, but ended up buying tickets and kids went. Anyway, you have to buy that package. You can't buy it. People think they can buy it. Disney is purposely saying, we want you to buy the 4 nights and the 4 parks. Whether you go or not, don't fucking matter to us. But you're going to pay for everything up front. If you don't pay for it up front, when you show up here, we're going to charge you everything. It's like flying Spirit. Nigga, you want to walk in the park? We're going to charge you. You want to drink some water? We're going to charge you. You should have got the food pass that came with the, you should have got the drink pass that came with the, if you don't buy that package, everything is a la carte, and Disney is about raping your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So,
and you talking to a mom that don't like that shit and is a minimalist. Every time my kids said they want something, I looked at them like, I know you fucking lying. And it's 2 of y'all and these little mouse ears. These are some mouse ears, and
that
they
cost
$27.50.
It costs $50 to get the mouse ears.
And you want 2?
Yep.
Man, look, you can wear the mouse ears at the beginning of the theme park,
and you can wear
them on the way out.
Y'all gonna take alternating pictures.
Yeah, you gotta be out your damn mind. And then you want the little thing, the wand,
the wand that's spinning.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Little spinning light up wand. You know how much this little spinning light up wand is?
$30.
$27.50. And then you want some cotton candy. Cotton candy ain't nothing but hot sugar rolled around. You know how much a cotton candy is? $27.50. Fuck Disney. Fuck Disney. Oh man, you
gotta buy the package. You gotta. It's like going on a cruise. You gotta buy the package and get the. You go on a cruise, you buy the package and you get the drinking card, whatever that is. You know, and I don't even drink.
Yeah.
But my mom don't drink, and she's not a big drinker. Every cruise she goes on, she gets it because she's like, it just doesn't make sense to not do it because soft drinks you can get with this card. So the same thing at Disney. If you don't get the 4-night, 3-park package, nigga, you fucked.
I will never pay for Disney with my own money. That is not a magical kingdom to me.
I keep telling you,
that is
every time you tell me about some shit you never gonna do with no money, I'm like, just because you ain't got the money in your pocket. I promise you, sis.
I think I would spend that money on a cruise or a trip, but it's Disney. Sis, maybe
I
a
know
Disney
you.
cruise.
I know
but
you.
Disney, I don't like. I'm not a theme park person.
You got $1 million and there's 10 kids in your family that never been to Disney. You're gonna take all of them to Disney just so they can have that life experience.
They can't hear you.
Yeah.
Nobody can hear you. She said, "Nuh-uh, I'm taking them to Japan, and
Well,
we're gonna go to a
ain't
theme park out there." Now that's something I would really like. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Japan got some of the.
No, I want to do the Mario Kart. No, I want to do the Mario Kart around the city.
Yeah, they got some shit that do. I don't like roller coasters.
Yeah, I'm not in the road. Yeah. And that's exactly why I say I wouldn't want to go to Disney. Now, it'd be different. I got the money. I'll send y'all to Disney. But me personally going, it ain't nothing about Disney. I don't give a fuck about a princess. I don't care about these doggone fireworks.
You got 5 little girls who love all the Little Mermaid.
I'd rather, if I got money like that, I'll hire the Little Mermaid and bring her ass to the house.
Here's another thing, though. If you die in that Japanese park, you can't sue a motherfucker person either. Those countries don't play that shit.
Oh, yeah, nah. Especially as an American.
Yeah. She said we're not going to no amusement park. Oh no! Those other countries, you don't sign no waivers. They like, nigga, this is all at your own risk.
Yeah, they
let you get on a cruise in another country. It's at your own risk. There's no air. You can't sue the cruise line.
So
if you go on Canada, Air Canada, and you die on Air Canada, you can't sue the Air Canadians because you are flying at your own risk. There's not like America where there's.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. And yeah. I'm sorry.
That is crazy.
She said, I'm not.
She said, well, I'm not doing that. Metaphysically, me. There's no way in hell I would go to Disney with your family. You got 5 kids and 2 adults. Disney, that mouse is you gonna have Goofy in the front and Mickey in the back doing cause they gonna get your ass.
Listen,
I wouldn't go at all.
My 2 oldest kids have been my youngest son has not been to Disney. And there's a pain in his eyes when his older sister and brother talk about Disney because they've been. He gotta go.
I'm not oh damn, it's 9:52. Shit.
Damn, I'm not.
As an adult, I can't get on them rides no more.
Oh no, I don't get on rides. Period. Because I'm Murphy's. I won't.
Yeah. It be done shut down on you.
So I've been stuck in a roller coaster upside down in the air. I've been in that little in Six Flags. They got the the Great American Outdoors ride. It was like a train thing and I almost fell out of that. My suit came open. Like literally came open and almost fell out. I swear my cousin Shamir is sitting next to me going, she's spazzing out because I'm about to fall out this bitch. And I'm just holding on to the handle. So I don't get on no kind of rides. I barely get on elevators. Anything that can go wrong will probably go wrong around me. And people keep telling me to stop saying that shit, but it's the fucking truth.
Metaphysically me said Busch Gardens is way better. And
Busch Gardens is wonderful.
And she said Disney is definitely a ripoff.
Goddamn, Universal Studios is a really nice place to go to. I've been there.
Really?
Orlando's got a bunch of stuff.
It does.
That I don't, if you're a parent with kids, go to Orlando because it's way cheaper than the whole Disney package. You know what I'm saying? You can go to SeaWorld and have a great day. And these are not things where they want you to come stay on their hotel and be stuck there. Disney wants you to come to their complex
and just
be there. Stuck there.
Once you drive in, you realize
you are in there. Yeah. Once you pass the gate, this is it. There's no going back.
That's why I didn't understand why DeSantis wanted to. Okay, hold on, wait. Y'all, everybody that's listening on the radio, we got to get off. But if you are watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, just stay tuned. We're going to have a little after show today. All right. So bye to the radio. Okay, we're off the radio. I don't understand why DeSantis wanted to be the asshole that he did and try to make it so that the city that that Disney is in, that they would have to start paying for the taxes and the to make Disney run. So basically, Disney is its own city.
Yeah.
It has its own watershed.
Yeah, yeah.
It has its own
electric
grid. It has its own police force.
Yeah, it's like
it has
Texas.
its own fire department. It has its own waste management. Disney is a city. Of itself.
Right.
It's a unincorporated, like, you know how you be like, I'm a Moor and I don't, that's Disney for
is
real.
sovereign.
Yeah, Disney is sovereign land for real. You get arrested at Disney, guess who you got to fuck with? Disney. But because DeSantis don't like Disney or whatever, he tried to change that and make it so that this people, whatever city that is, that's it right there at Disney, that all those people had to start paying for Disney to run. Ain't no fucking way.
Nah, that was power and greed, because
Ain't no way.
Because it's not the city of Disney, it's the influence that they have over Florida. Because Disney is Florida's longest running engine production engine, outside of tourism that's further south and agriculture that's kind of in the middle. Florida oranges.
Yeah, because where else would you go to Florida for if you're not going to Disney and you're not going to Miami? Why else? Or if you're not going to Little Duval Day,
yeah, or might go to Daytona for racing.
Then why else would you go to Florida?
Right.
There's no other other than beaches. I know somebody's like Panama City Beach, but fuck that shit. Like, fuck that
anyway,
shit.
Disney. What happened with Disney and DeSantis was when DeSantis started pushing up back against LGBTQ. Disney, which is the biggest force in the state, started pushing back on DeSantis. Like, hey, nigga, we was rocking with you for this, and that, but now you're trying to attack a third of our workforce, or maybe half of our workforce is LGBTQ.
Not only that, you can't tell me that as a 60-year-old adult male, if you walking in this theme park with Mickey Mouse ears and that you ain't got a little pokey in your booty. It's just a little bit. A little bit. You can't. I'm just sorry.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, I be looking at the men at Disney and I be like, you little guy.
There's quite a few of them.
That's why Disney got so much sex trafficking issues, and that is not slander.
That's not slander. That is true. That is true.
Because
we're talking about a city that stands alone, that employs and houses a bunch of different people, and that's what DeSantis's problem was. When Disney decided, hey, we're gonna vote this way. And when they all voted a certain way, and it wasn't the line that DeSantis was on, that's when he was like, all right, nah, this is too much fucking power. Because
Teacher Anitra said Florida has no state taxes. Is that true?
I don't know.
She said Florida has no state taxes because of Disney and all the other attractions. So if that's the case, does that mean that if I wanted to buy a car, I should go to the Florida line and buy a car right there in Florida because I wouldn't have to pay taxes on the car?
I think the state taxes, if there's no state taxes, that would be things like electricity, water, stuff like that you would pay tax. Nah, that's a different.
State taxes,
state
or
taxes
and
sales taxes are different, right?
Yeah, like Ohio, we don't pay sales tax on our food or our clothing.
Right. But you still pay taxes on things like anything that's municipal, right, other stuff. Right. As a business owner, right? So there's definitely a difference. Between
Natural Waste said nope, cars too.
Then there's no sales taxes either, because a car is a sale. State taxes and sales taxes are two different things. Yeah. But that's why so many elderly people move to Florida anyway. so that because the tax exemptions for them is way higher than anywhere else in the country.
No, okay, wait. Anitra just explained it. She said when you pay your taxes, you only file federal. There is still sales tax,
right?
So they don't have to pay. They don't.
There's
so
no,
how
right.
Here in Georgia we got to do our federal and our state taxes.
Right.
They don't have
they
to
don't
do
have
both.
No
okay,
right.
Okay. Thank you, Anitra. Appreciate that. Keep teaching us, teacher Anitra.
That's why you got the title.
That's why you got the title. Vegas is like that too.
Very easy. You can actually file in Nevada anonymously, meaning you could start a business with no name attached to yourself. And if you start a trust or an S corp, both of them can be anonymous as well.
I tell everybody, Las Vegas is really like its own little country, like its own little situation.
It was set up by the mob.
Yeah.
Yeah. A whole lot of shit.
You get away with a lot in Las Vegas. I believe it.
It was set up by the mob, so they have all these laws already standing in place for them to just come out and do what they did.
Yeah.
So now you learn about the laws, you can do the same things as well. You know what I'm saying? That's the only places in the. Yeah, I love Vegas too. I ain't gonna lie. Vegas is one of that's my top 3 visit anytime. Somebody says, let's go to Vegas. All right, let's go. I don't give what we're gonna do. I don't know. Well, I'll figure something out when we get there.
Teacher Anitra said next year for my birthday, we're going to go to Vegas. So we're going to start planning it and everything like
when
that.
Your birthday again?
October 20th.
Oh, yes, right. You're a late Libra.
Yeah, I'm a late Libra.
No. Yeah, because the 22nd is when it changes over in October. So, yeah, you a late Libra. Damn,
I got some of them Sagittarius or
you
Scorpio
close
traits,
enough.
whichever one is right after me. I got them traits.
Scorpio,
yeah.
Scorpio,
I'm like them. Teacher Anitra said Delaware is like that too. That's why a lot of entities start their businesses
in
there.
Delaware as well. Yep. Delaware is another state. Nope.
What the fuck?
Nope.
If you live here, but you want to start your business in Las Vegas, you can sign up to be a sole proprietor for your business.
My damn super intern got it, boy.
Like you can start your business there and live here. So a lot of people say to do that. Like if you want to start your business and you don't want to pay, say, Nashville is $300 to start your business, and there's no sales tax. That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah.
But you could go to Kentucky and start a business for $50. You just got to pay your taxes. You get what I'm saying? So everywhere.
I'm learning something right now. I didn't know about all.
Because you can have like a virtual assistant in a virtual office.
All you need is a PO boxes. Get a PO box.
That's actually what I'm working on now, so I can start my 501(c). But they said don't get a PO box, but get a virtual address. So I'm working on that right now. The comment section is going off. First of all, if you talk again, you need to get on the mic. Rich said LLCs in Las Vegas cost $450. Rich, I paid $50 for my LLC.
Yeah, the LLC in Vegas, because of the way you can file it, how you do everything, it is some of the highest in the country. It is some of the highest in the country because it's just.
Metaphysically Me said in Tennessee, same way. You only have to do your federal taxes.
There's a lot of ways to manipulate.
I wonder what the
system.
state doing with our state taxes compared to the states that don't have state taxes then.
Well, the states that don't have state taxes usually have way higher tourism. So the tourism is what offsets for the state tax. So Nashville is a place where you got a lot of people visiting all the time. So the way to encourage people to open their own businesses is say, hey, open a business. We're not going to charge you any taxes. You can make all the money you need to make. And if you're a tourist, hey, you come here and kick it with us. There is no, may not be no state tax if you want to start a business here or whatever. That's how you entice people to spend more money. Oh man, we can live here and not pay that, open our business, not spend no state taxes is going to attract more people from wherever they from. You know what I'm saying? Tourism.
General Sue, I know that's you. He talking about it's me, General Sue. I'm just under a different account. I know that's you.
Yeah, tourism is this. Whenever you find a state like that, it's usually tourism or there's some kind of industry that's so big that they make so much money in surplus that they just can't. They don't need it.
So then what the fuck do they make out in Delaware?
Well, Delaware would be a different situation.
That's a state you never hear anybody say, I'm from Delaware.
Yeah, but Delaware is in that I-95 northern corridor. So it's like
the trucks got to pass through there.
Not
It's
just the trucks, right? There's a lot of business that just goes right through that Delaware, Baltimore. There's a lot of shit that happens in that area that we don't know about because we're not into world
that
commerce.
industry.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. But they've got a big ass port. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because when you said that, I automatically think Idaho and potatoes and stuff like that.
That's not no. That's,
You said no.
Nah, I'm thinking about the port system they got out there. They got a really big port system in Delaware. Same thing in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? That's why when that bridge went down, when the guy hit by that, that's why that was such a big situation because all those areas right there are connected by bridges and ports. If that shit shut down, now you got all the shipping that's coming from across the world.
And it
can't go nowhere.
Yeah. Metaphysically, me said I was happy when I moved to Georgia and I got 2 checks. You good? Because I still only get 1. I ain't got a refund back from the state of Georgia yet. I'm getting
Wow.
I claim at least 1 kid, so I can get something, but I never get it back from the state.
I get it.
No, George claim a kid and I claim a kid.
Why?
Look, we're not gonna go there right now.
Y'all married.
We're not gonna go there right now.
Y'all are tripping.
We are not gonna go there right now. Who
is your financial advisor?
When we go sit in the car and we start doing our oil change, I will explain the fuckery that is the tax situation in my house.
Why? Okay? Y'all married. Y'all, that is the biggest tax shield you can get other than being Jewish or fucking
or Asian. No, we finally did something this year, but the past years we weren't.
For having Asian descent, there's ways you can get money.
Asian, Indian, and Jewish people.
Anybody who's not
from the state.
Yeah, anybody who's not born as an American citizen, there's additional money for you because you're contributing.
Or if you open up a business,
especially if you're a citizen,
you get tax write-offs. Like you don't have to pay taxes for a certain amount of years. Like this.
So if you're a citizen,
that's why so many nail salons, and if they just pass it from person to person.
So this is how people don't understand how credit works when you're a born American and when you're foreign. When you're born American, your credit starts from the day you're born. Your social security number is your official American bank account. That's who you are. So whether you accrue credit or not, you're still on the credit line. So by the time you turn 18, you ain't never used your credit. So you have bad credit. So you have to start off with new credit. A foreigner who comes to this country and applies for their visa and everything like that, and then gets credit, they have what's called brand new credit. It's brand new. It's almost like they were born today, but they have the ability to be born today and act on that credit before anything else negative is attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see so many foreigners who can open up gas stations, nail salons, liquor stores, because
she said, wait a minute, I got Asian in me.
Now she wouldn't get the new credit because she's been here for so long, unless she applies for her citizenship now. But as soon as you get that brand new social security card, you got brand new 800 plus A1 credit that has never been touched.
She said, wait a minute, who I call? I got to get on. And that's something else too. Depending on how much Indian, like y'all black folks love to say, I'm part Indian. You find out what you really are. Like go do that DNA test. Shit. You fuck around and find out that you're more than 25%. And you can prove what tribe you come from.
They owe you a check.
It's quite possible you could start getting a check. Because I know somebody like every quarter or something like that, she get like $1,000 or $1,200 check from the casinos because she's a Chickasaw or something like that. So check into it. Because I know not my grandmother, but my great grandmother and my great grandfather are both Indian, but from opposite, like, how do I say this? So my grandmother's mother,
2 different tribes,
is Indian. I don't know what kind of tribe. And then my grandmother's father's whatever is Indian, and then they made her. And then I'm Indian somewhere in there too. I'm like 6% compared to somebody else who might be like 0.25 or whatever else.
Well, whoever the kids were from your they probably like 100% or 75%.
Right.
And it just every time you marry in,
it's trickle down economics. So yeah. Rich said, I'm 90% Nigerian, 10% Blackfoot, Native American, all American mix. You a mutt? That's a mutt. That's an American mutt. And it's great. But we make
if you're
beautiful
90%
people.
Nigerian, you're Nigerian. Why don't the math is not mathing, dog? You can claim to be something else, but you're 90% Nigerian. You're Nigerian.
I don't know what I am. I refuse to absolutely do that swab. You're not getting my spit. You already got my fingerprints. I just can't give you my spit too.
I don't know. Yeah, they already got it. That's the thing about it. There's nothing. Yeah, you're not. Exactly. They have it already. People think that, when you do the swab and everything, you're asking someone to do that. But your DNA is already on file. That's how they find you when they get the swab. People think, I got to give them. No, nigga, you've been to the hospital. You were born in this country. If you were born in this country, your DNA is on file. Why y'all think they just... I don't want to get in my, because I heard people, I ain't trying to get into my DNA. Nigga, they already got it. That's how they found that's how your cousin found you, nigga. Right, they got all of that shit. Your T cells and everything. I didn't even think about that. They got the umbilical cord. They really could clone your bitch ass without you. Right. We ain't never turned down peeing in that car.
I love this show. I love this show. So y'all, that's all hustle no fear. That's all hustle no fear.
You never lied.
I would really like it if when y'all at the end of the show, especially if you on like Facebook or something like that, go on your Facebook and just put on there, today on All Hustle No Fear, right. I learned. So I can repost some of these, okay? But
somebody call.
It's you already know. Okay, look. I'm gonna unmute this and we're gonna have fun.
Oh boy.
Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. Yeah. You because baby, we is gonna have fun. We'll prank call you too.
For real.
Okay.
Hey, do their numbers come up on a call ID?
No, if it does, I can't see it.
Ah, damn, here. Boy, that would be awesome to call them niggas back.
Yeah. 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 Hello. If you go down my Instagram, one time I answered the phone and I had that man in a tissy, and by the end of it, I was like, you was really about to sit up here and scam me, huh? And he just started laughing. I said, see, that ain't shit. And it was around Christmas time. I said, not you scamming me during Christmas. I said, I caught your little stupid ass.
You're trying to come up, boy.
You know what I'm saying? Little dumbass. Anyways, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Me, Stnr, and Latrice gonna go ahead and sit in the car and change the oil. You change the oil from inside the car. Shout out, speaking of CC, I might not need to call you tomorrow to have your husband Shelly look at my car, because I told my husband that my car was making weird noises, and then he checked the oil and it was dry.
What?
It was dry.
What?
So that could have been
oil in the car.
That could have been reason why it was making
oil
noise.
In the car, and it's making noise.
Mind you, I get my oil changes on time. It's just I've been having my cousin do it the last like 3 times, so he never write the little thing on there, and it could possibly be I had went past and forgot.
That's not how oil works. Your cousin not put oil in your car. Oil does not.
No,
it was. You said dry. Oil doesn't just. There's a leak. Oil doesn't just.
Really?
It gets darker. It doesn't just go away.
Yeah, it was dry. It wasn't nothing in there.
Yeah, there's either a leak or the last time your cousin changed your oil, he didn't put any oil in your car.
Okay, maybe I will be there to see Shelly.
I got questions too.
If you did drive it like way past.
Yeah.
You'd have to. All right, this being straight up, you can drive 6,000 miles on one oil change. So for you to burn the oil, that means you drove 12,000 miles because it takes that long to burn oil.
No, I don't think
oil doesn't just it takes.
So I need to check and see if I got an oil leak.
Yes, that would be more likely.
If I had an oil leak, I would see it when I put. Oh, come on! Don't cut the internet off on us.
No.
If I saw, I would see it on the ground. Wouldn't I?
If it's a small oil leak, it's going to be on the outside of the pan, and that's going to dry up and burn. But the oil inside your engine is made to be pressurized so that the oil doesn't leak out. Any of it that burns up is going to hit the top and just like steam.
Okay, so what's the whole thing where it's like you could I could go to the store and buy oil and put it in my car. If I could get an oil change and there is oil in there, why would I ever go get oil and put it in my car? You get what I'm saying?
Because when your car's running, your engine is grinding, right? And it's making little particles. Makes little microscopic metal particles that you don't see. That's why you need the oil to keep it moving.
How do you guys know this? How do men know this? Is there a class that the girls didn't take that they teach y'all this?
I feel like
nah.
spend so much time with cars.
We just spent
right. I work on my car.
Right.
A lot of stuff I've just had to figure out.
Yeah.
My daddy didn't play
Talk to me again off of the mic.
Sorry.
Yeah, we on the mic still? I thought we was off the mic. That's
look, and then y'all just get it. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I thought we was off the mic. We was having a family conversation.
Y'all, this is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3. Herbal Trucker said, "Oh my God, I learned on All Hustle No Fear about oil changes and leaks." Y'all, this All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. I ain't got nothing else for you. We about to go sit and change the oil or whatever else. I see you guys tomorrow. We out. Disconnected from your well-being? At Natural Way 365, we believe in a holistic approach to health and happiness. We offer a curated selection of natural and organic products to nourish your body and mind. From farm fresh produce to effective herbal remedies, we have everything you need to support your journey to wholeness. Our knowledgeable staff is passionate about helping you find the right products for your unique needs. We offer specialized guidance and answer all your questions with care. Take a step towards the Natural Way 365 and discover a world of wellness. Find inner peace, support your natural vitality, and embrace a life lived in harmony, because a healthy you is a happy you. Visit us today online at www.thenaturalway365.com, where everything is better natural. Don't forget to use your All Hustle No Fear promo code AHNF for 30% off your next purchase. Natural Way 365. Everything is better natural.